Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Okay.
Good to know.
Have a glimpse of like empty nesting. I don't know if it's a good thing.
A whole lot of you and me this week.
Yeah, I don't know. And last night it was just me, and I just ate and worked the whole night nonstop. Like I just brought food out. I eat peanut butter.
Yeah,
Just opened a jar of peanut butter. It's half gone.
yeah.
Peanut butter and a knife and a spoon and jam, and away we go. And then like I'm just mindlessly because then I'm stressing and working. That's gonna be my life. If I'm by myself, it's just gonna be more work.
Is this your way of saying I shouldn't go golfing?
Huh. I'm just saying, there are no girls here. We didn't make dinner. I've planned out meals this week, but one daughter's gone gallivanting in Czar, Alberta.
Mhm.
I didn't even know that was a place.
Sure.
Must be going good because she's a kid who texts a million times a day
If she's bored.
if she's bored. She has not texted
Yeah, she
at all.
hopefully is alive.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well, last I heard, she did text about her being a chariot
Hmm.
for children,
Yeah, it sounds like she's having a good time.
which is really funny because the same day she texted that, Maya was like, kids, I don't know if she used the word weird, but the way she said it was like, kids are weird, but they just ride each other. They just hop on each other and ride each
Yeah,
other.
100%. Free transportation, endless amusement.
And there's been so many times she's like, stop and think. Is this a good idea to throw this boulder-sized rock that's the size of your face at your friend? Stop and think about it. And kids are like, wow, this is a really big rock. I don't know why I'm throwing this rock. It's hilarious to hear Maya talk because she's not really worked with kids.
No,
So it's,
eye-opening experience.
yeah, it's hilarious.
They are something else. They're kind of like sheep. Like they're constantly on the edge of getting themselves killed
Mhm.
at any given time, but completely oblivious and happy about it.
Yeah, frolicking towards the river. Or the one day they were climbing through, they're at a park and they're climbing through a tunnel. Like, so some kids were like racing through the tunnel, and other kids were on the outside of the tunnel throwing rocks at the tunnel to try to slow them down.
Well, yeah, you got to slow them down.
And first of all, Maya was like, how are the rocks slowing them down when they're on the inside of the tunnel and the rocks are hitting the outside of the tunnel? And the kids are like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yep. Sound, vibration, slowing them down. Who knows?
The awesome part is I'm like, you didn't like, just letting kids throw rocks at each other. But
Yeah.
but she is fascinated that they don't think. And I'm like, well, no, the thinking part of the brain is not developed yet. It's the last, that judgment piece. They're just like, this is gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, there's a reason why there's daycare for kids. Like they're not safe to leave alone.
This is why they need to stay. We're the only animal in the animal kingdom who has to stay dependent on our parents for so long. It's because that they can't think for a long time
Well, this economy,
and
right?
make good decisions. There's been so many stories. I can't think of what else, but
Yeah, she's had a few. She had the one, she had a, on day one of the first camp, there was Chernobyl kid that was just spouting random facts about Chernobyl to the point where he was upsetting other children and she had to ask him to cool it.
she's like, how about we hold natural disaster or not natural disasters, but disasters, traumatic disasters till after snack time.
Yeah. I mean, he obliged, but boy, what kind of facts do you drop into a Chernobyl that children are scared?
Yeah.
That's something else.
Anyway,
That's it, though. That's a sneak peek into our life. They're going to be off doing stuff.
she's been loving it. And I've always loved kids and working with kids. Like I started babysitting when I was 8. I started doing day camps when I was 14. I loved it, but I'm glad she is loving it because I wasn't sure she would.
Yeah, she seems to be having a good time. Long days, though.
Long days, but she doesn't like, she comes home and she's like, yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah.
She got to go to the zoo today. I'm very actually sad that I didn't go to the zoo today
To spy on your child.
to spy on my child and take my nephew.
Would that have been weird, though, if you just showed up at the zoo?
No, taking my nephew.
What
What
if
a
he was
coincidence.
unavailable?
What a
What if
coincidence.
he was unavailable and you went by yourself? That's
Well,
weird then.
maybe. Is it weird?
Oh, yeah. Oh, kids, this is my mom
I love
at the
zoos.
zoo by
Well,
herself on a Wednesday.
I just want to see Maya with the kids. I want to see Maya with the kids. But they have little new baby gorillas.
They do. Indeed. And that opens today. Just opened today.
Oh, did it actually just
Yeah, today
open?
was the first day.
Oh, well, today would made it not have been a good day then.
There you go. That's the rationale.
Super busy.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably going to be a day because my nephew's not going to be here after the next 2 days, and
Tomorrow.
I don't think I can. Well, maybe I can, but we'll see. We'll see.
Decisions.
I know. I love the little baby anythings.
That you are consistent. Peanut butter and baby anythings are your two constants in life.
Yeah. Little baby bunny rabbits. The rabbits are driving me nuts around
Yeah.
here, but there was a little baby one. Like, it would have, I could have probably closed my whole palm around it. It was so small. It was so hard to
You'll
even
crush
see.
it.
But no, that's how small it is. Like,
Oh,
it's
you're
just,
not talking about killing rabbits.
no, it's just so itty bitty tiny.
Because it seemed like you were trying to figure out a way to assert dominance to the rest of the rabbits to tell them to buzz off. So you pick the smallest, weakest one, and then
No, it was just so tiny. I've never seen, like, and they're already tiny, but this one must have just been a little baby,
the wee one.
like just born
Yeah.
out of the womb because it was.
Yeah, I'm over rabbits as well. I don't ever need to see one again. But I know I'm going to see 20 of them on our walk tomorrow.
Yeah,
They're the worst.
just wait.
So what?
Multiply even more. They're getting worse.
It's brutal. Brutal.
Probably because somebody's just like, I'm done with this pet rabbit because it's not the big hairs. They weren't so bad. They were around, but not like these little itty bitty
No, they're ever.
domestic,
Yeah.
now feral rabbits.
Feral rabbits.
Alrighty, so I figured we'd keep going. Hopefully, it's not getting too repetitive, but I feel like there's still so much more to say. And I know that I never will get through it, but just talking about this parent respect series and, their authoritative authority. And really, like the key is, I guess if I were to sum it up, when we look at respect, it's not automatic, it's taught,
Yeah.
right? And it's through our teaching. We're teaching it, we're letting our kids practice it, we're modeling it. That's really important. And we're reinforcing it when it happens. So I thought I would go into, some things that we do that weakens our authority. I've already kind of alluded to it, but I would kind of summarize that just in case people haven't listened to previous episodes, and definitely do go back, and then maybe some other things that we can go into. So these are the things that weaken authority: negotiating every rule, explaining until the child agrees, repeating limits without enforcing them. And I see that one a lot. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. I said drop it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Act, don't yak,
Yeah.
right? Hey, dude, these are your choices.
Yeah. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to crush you in my palm like a baby rabbit. That's what we're saying.
So choice one, put the thing down. Or I'm going to come over there and I'm going to take it out of your hand.
Yeah, I'm going to eat
Up
it.
to you. Totally up to you. Right. So so we need to be able to enforce. And that's where our boundaries come in. We say what we are going to do, and then you got to go and do it. So that's really important. Allowing disrespect because the child is upset. I see that a lot too, especially with, I don't want to hurt their feelings and I want to make sure we're connected. And, they're worried about attachment and all of those things. But we end up confusing compassion with permissiveness. And that's essentially where it's coming from. Trying to avoid all conflict, letting screens get in the way, but peers as well. And we always think that kids, like, they need their friends and they learn from their friends. Well, and as they get into teenage years, they are oriented more to peers. I think this might be another good episode in and of itself. But peers' brains also aren't fully developed.
Yeah.
So it's like the blind leading the blind a little bit.
Boneheads walking around doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or letting activities, just other things, displace that family connection. Outsourcing behaviors. So this is where my child's not listening to me, and so there must be something wrong. So we get diagnoses, or we get therapists, or we put it onto other
Does
people.
that also project, like, does outsourcing also mean like projecting blame, like assigning a reason for it?
Could be.
Right? Like, this person is a bad influence on you or whatever, right?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
It could be like that. Teaching every behavior as a symptom rather than asking what is the skill or boundary or structure that's missing here. And I think going into diagnoses one day would also be, there's already so many things. So what can we start doing? Screens is the number one thing, I would say. Screens can intensify that disrespect, especially when it's disrupting kids' sleep and they're not able to regulate emotions and behaviors and thoughts.
So this kind of
So,
came up in a conversation I was having yesterday around screens specifically. There was a friend that was talking to a psychologist just socially, like they were
mm,
whatever, their kids playing a team together. And the one thing this person said, because they were talking about potentially getting counseling for one of the kids, the psychologist said, well, until you can get them on board with the idea of doing it, there's no point. So until you can get them to agree to get rid of their screens and go for counseling, there's no point. It's not going to take. I guess in something like that, and this is a slight variation, but it just seemed like that. But how do you address that when you're talking about trying to, because when you're talking about older kids, if the screens have been introduced, you're not just going to pull them away without a massive issue. You can try, but like I guess the question is, how do you get them to that point where they might actually come around if the screens are the issue?
well, if I was the psychologist,
Yeah,
I would have said, I need to see you. Your kid doesn't need to see me yet.
yeah.
I need to see you.
It's funny. I almost said that to this person, but then I wasn't sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's where we need to start at, right? It's the parents because the kids aren't. They're going to be like, yeah, 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 yeah. I know. They know, just like we know,
Yeah,
but we still don't do it.
right.
So that's just too much pressure. This is why I really want to focus on this. We keep, again, outsourcing. So that's another example of outsourcing it to the counselor. No, it's you have got to do the work. When you are willing to and start changing your behaviors, and yes, it's going to be hard. And yeah, there's going to be big freakouts, but that's where it's got to
Okay,
start. Okay.
makes sense.
And yeah, like if kids come in and yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really not that helpful anyways at the end of the day because they're not going to remember to do their homework. Like I want parents involved anyways, but then that's just one more thing for parents to be nagging their kid about,
Right.
about remember what the counselor said. Like it's just better that you're coming in and doing that work. Unless the kid's saying, I want to talk with someone about these
Yeah, that's a
things,
different thing. Yeah,
that's different.
yes.
But in this case, yeah,
See it.
and even if it's a young adult's kid, right? Like if that parent's kid is an adult, I would still start there. If you are worried about screens, then what are some of those boundaries? So, yeah.
Makes sense.
But I won't go, we've talked so much about screens, so I won't beat that one over the head. Family meals is a really protective ritual. There's so much research around it. They're good contact points for connection, just modeling conversation, connection. It's just good debriefing time. So that's a really,
Well, in routine, right? Like you establish a cadence of no matter what happens the rest of the week or during that day, whatever your frequency is, that's the spot that everybody commits to just being present and doing whatever, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And food is like a bonding moment. From the moment we have had fire in our life, before fire, we would go to bed when the sun went down and like we were pretty much get up, hunt,
Yeah.
eat when we need to, when we could. But once we had fire, now we could extend our time after sunrise, sunset. And now that's when people would dance and sing and eat. And so there is a bonding experience pretty much culturally around the world,
Yeah.
like cross culturally. I think that there's a lot. And so we can really use that time just to connect, show interest in each other, talk about our day, talk about conflicts, mistakes, a good time to not have screens.
Yeah.
So we're also modeling that without screens. So that's one thing that we could be doing, just really protecting that time. And I know we have a hard time if there's sports. So if is there a time that you can find maybe it's breakfasts, maybe it's dessert, maybe it's Sunday brunch, just finding some of those protected times can be really important. Because connection is a key. That really strengthens your authority. When you do have a good bond, a good, strong connection with kids, that can be really helpful. And then kids experience us as warm and involved and engaged and interested and loving and kind and all of those things versus the mean nagging,
Yeah. Pick this up, do this. Yeah.
exactly. And so if we don't have that connection, it's really just control. That's where authority kind of goes into control. Or we have connection without authority, and that's permissiveness. So, we kind of have both. Another one is fun. I think we have so much of our interactions, and I do talk to parents about this. and maybe it's one parent more than another in a family, but it's just constant chores, homework. Dude, what are you supposed to do? It's just all the nagging. Okay, bedtime. There's just no fun. We're just kind of spinning our wheels. So being able to find things, and it doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, we're gonna have dance marathons all night and party all night. Like it could even just be shared moments of cooking and, just maybe it is just doing chores. Like Maya and I, when if we're cleaning up dinner and we're just chatting, like we just, it's just kind of those things. Shared hobbies, just low pressure kind of stuff. Going for our walks, usually the girls kind of find bonding. So I don't know. Fun. I think we just all need more fun in our life.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about that a fair amount.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the easiest things to put off to the side.
Yeah. But probably the most important.
Yeah.
So how do you just bring a little bit of fun and silliness into our day? Even like you're really good, even just sending memes, right? And if the girls and I were all together, it's just kind of those shared things too that can be good.
Did you see the latest one?
The one with the kids,
Well, there's the kids one, the feral kids I thought you'd like.
the feral kids. Yeah, I'm using that in a presentation for sure.
That's why I sent it. But did you watch the other one with the autistic guy?
Oh, with the birds.
How amazing is that kid?
Yeah.
How amazing is that kid?
It's so good.
Exactly. It was cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it's an autistic, probably, I don't know, 13, 12, 13,
Super old.
who can do different bird calls spot on.
Yeah.
And like so many different birds.
Like owls and like these,
And pigeons and woodpeckers.
As soon as you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Exactly.
It's very cool. I thought you'd like that one.
Yeah. And the feral kids, like, 3-year-olds with this huge horse telling him, you get into that barn, and then going and showing him love.
Yeah.
How was that fight?
Yeah.
Giving him a hug.
My favorite was the two at the beginning riding the pig, killing themselves laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I like that, just showing kids what they can do. When we do have rules, again, we're not going to get into negotiation. As they get older, you can explain the rationale. They don't have to like it. We're not explaining for them to agree, but this is the importance of it. Now, we just want to make sure that, we're not putting rules all the time around everything, but just having a good rationale for things. When we're explaining calmly, I mean, that really supports maturity and understanding and them being able to listen and kind of understand that. As soon as we get into debate, though, that's undermining our authority, right? So,
well, and I think it's important to not have too many rules. And I mean this in the sense of you need to have as many rules as you feel are appropriate, but a lot of people create a rule on the spot because they don't like something.
Right.
And then you get your situation where it's an immediate fight because the rule didn't exist before. It catches the kid off guard. It really does come across that you're just annoyed with something, and then it never sticks. It never works. But you also get this laundry list of rules that you can never appropriately reinforce anyways.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
And you forget. And if you're not reinforcing it every time, like it just becomes this wishy-washy, which creates more anxiety and behaviors and all of those things.
So it's picking the ones that matter the most and then sticking to it.
And being proactive, teaching kids them. Because you're right. I think a lot of rules come up when parents are upset.
Yeah, they're pissed.
Because kids are being too loud, and then they're responding out of their own emotional dysregulation.
Yeah.
So that's really important. Like having, this is the rule, this is the boundary, this is what I'm going to do. Again, we can't expect kids. Say like, I'm happy to explain my thinking, and I'm still going to stick with it, whether you like it or not. I'm not, it's not negotiation, right? I really care about your feelings and your input. I'm the, responsible one here to ensure your safety or whatever it is. When there is disrespect in the moment, because kids are going to push back and they're going to swear and they're going to yell. I mean, we need to make sure we stay calm. We never want to match their intensity because we're just modeling that pushback and the yelling and the fighting, and just say, thanks, I can see this is hard, and just reestablish this is the boundary. This is what I'm going to do.
Well, and coming back to like you've said it on previous episodes, right? It's okay to say like, I'll know you're ready to talk about it, or I'll know you're ready to deal with this when you calm down or when you do whatever, right? And to that matching intensity piece, that's the easiest way to get out of that is just immediately be like, hey, seems like you're kind of, dealing with it right now. We can talk about this when you're calmer, and I'll know you're calm when X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you say I'm ready,
Yeah.
right? Not I'm ready. Yeah. So we can talk about this when you're ready to talk at me,
Yeah.
talk with me at this volume.
Yeah.
When you're ready to talk to me without the insults
Yeah.
or without the screaming and the whining, right? Like those kinds of things is really important. So yeah, and just being able to stick with the boundary, I think that that's really important. So when we're in our authority, we are calm, we're clear, we're neutral. That's really important. As soon as we get emotional, that's where we're just adding fuel to the fire. We're warm, we're predictable, we're firm. And that's really important. And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what the kid's behavior is, I'm writing a book right now and I'm talking about how we're the light, like we have to act like the lighthouse. No matter how bad the storm is going on around us, we are the guide,
Yeah.
right? To model the calm conflict resolution, all of the things that we want, so that's really important. And we can say we speak with respect. Again, we've talked about this like with swearing. Our girls are allowed to swear as long as it's not directed in contempt at us
Yeah.
or at each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm here when you're ready to calm. I not here, I'm not going to stay here with the yelling and the hitting. And,
Yeah.
that's going to be really important. So, authority, when we're in being authoritative, not authoritarian, but authoritative, we're not yelling, we're not humiliating or shaming or punishing or demanding or withdrawing love or, any of those things or, controlling or saying because I said so. Like that's not stepping into our authority in a way that's going to actually be helpful, that's going to actually help develop our kids, and that's actually going to be listened to.
Well, that's more about winning in the moment than actually doing what you need to do to teach the kid, right?
Yeah, exactly. And part of it, I think one of the things that parents get stuck on is just feeling like, I want my kids to like me and to love
Yeah.
me. So that's another one where we get permissive. We need to be dependable, right?
They'll like you when they can trust you, right? Like, I don't need more friends. I'm very happy that I get along with my kids and I like spending time with them and them me most of the time. But I don't need them to be a friend to me,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's the challenge for a lot of people is they see it as one and the same,
Yeah.
and it's not.
And it shouldn't be.
No.
Not when they're developing. They
Yeah, yeah,
need
older,
that
sure.
need that leader
Yeah, yeah.
to set that firm boundary. And we don't have to win every argument, but our boundaries don't need to be arguments and shouldn't be arguments. We're dropping that rope,
Yeah.
in that tug of war back and forth. So I think that that's really important, right? So it's just we need to be explicitly teaching them and then just showing, modeling that
Yeah.
respect and that self-control and things like that, and getting out of the negotiation. So yeah, I think that's really it, looking at those family rituals however we can and focusing on connection and warmth. And, I love you. And
Me too.
you still need to pick up poo or whatever the
Yeah.
boundary is,
Yeah.
So,
Well, and not getting them mixed up, right? Like those are a completely different conversation around contribution, and they should never be overlapped in that way,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything else.
No, I mean it literally just sounds like you're reading a list of all the things I do really well. Like I'm assuming if I looked at the list that you've written, it starts with Andy does, and then it's just a list of, is that what it is?
You've grown a lot in 20 years as a father.
Thanks. Doesn't feel like a compliment. Like it feels like an insult, but I can't quite put my finger on it right now.
You're good. I mean, it's a little bit easier now. The girls still frustrate us, but
They frustrate us for different reasons, though.
yeah.
It is their willful ignorance towards the world that frustrates me.
Mm.
Where I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And then that whole thing, I'm like, man, we've had 20 years runway of this, and
Like
we're
what?
still struggling.
Like that.
Oh, there's nothing too terrible. Well, well, the fact that one of our children didn't realize that RCMPs were real,
Oh yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
that makes me concerned.
Oh,
For sure.
hold on. Our microphone for some reason has okay, there we go.
The microphone has left the chat.
Well, she knew that RCMPs were a thing. She just didn't know the weird funny Canadian
Right.
dress, reds with the flared out legs at the top of the boots was a real thing. I think she's only seen that in cartoons or like farces, so she didn't actually think of.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure, yeah, she's probably right. She's probably only ever seen the new version of RCs in the cars, which is the black fatigues.
Mhm.
Right? They're not, even their uniforms don't look like police uniforms anymore. Yeah, it's stuff like that where I just shake my head and wonder what we've unleashed in the world. But the other 98% of the time, they're pretty spot on.
Yeah, there was something the other day. I can't remember with Maya. I just remember her saying, "Listen, listen." Like,
Yeah. That is a key indicator that they're about to rationalize something dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember. All righty. Well, at the end of the day, it's not about overpowering, it's about guiding and
Yeah.
teaching.
Well, and just be clear,
Yeah.
right? Be consistent, be cool. Like all those things will add up over time.
Yeah. Be a good leader, role model, and love them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, love them.
Yeah. No matter what they do.
If you can take a step back and just laugh at their shenanigans. Like I know even Maya just talking about the kids that she's working with, like she gets really frustrated, but it's
Yeah.
hilarious. Like if you take a step back, all these kids are just chucking rocks at each other and like I don't know, it's just
The end of Wednesday when she had a 9-year-old that she openly admitted was beating her at life, like was winning in this battle of minds that the two of them were locked into. I'm like, you're losing to a 9-year-old. And she's just like, I know, I'm aware of that. I don't know how to win. I'm like, cool. Have a great Thursday.
mhm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That stuff's funny.
But that's just it. Like when you're trying to control them, yeah, it's just going to be
Yeah, I
bad.
mean, that's a perfect example of she's just got to be there to make sure they get to where they need to go in that day and they don't hurt themselves.
They don't fall into the river.
Don't fall in the river. If your kid falls in the river, you've failed.
Yeah.
Right? If you've thrown your kid in the river, probably not the best idea, but let the situation speak for itself. But you just got to kind of guide them. Yeah.
That's where the control comes in. A child is frolicking towards a river and about to fall in. I'm grabbing them.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing them and I'm controlling your body to make sure, right? Like that's those situations. There is a time and a place where we do become the dictator.
Yeah. There was one that I saw. It was not parenting and it wasn't a good idea, but it was hilarious. There was a video of this guy who was traveling somewhere and he was surrounded by kids. And one of the kids in particular, they were all kind of being aggressive and they were little, like they were 9 or 10, 11, 12. One of the kids in particular was extremely aggressive, like kind of trying to egg the guy on to fight. And finally, and the guy was very calm and you could hear him laughing and just ignoring them. But the kid finally went too far and I think hit him or tried to repeatedly hit him. And he's wearing a GoPro on him so you can see the whole thing. This is so awful. He just picked the kid up and went bye. And literally, you hear him on the thing. He goes bye, and he throws the kid. And the kid went like 12 feet into a ditch, and all the other kids scattered. I'm like, but it's funny because he was, he was, he was. That's the type of control you don't want. But man, it was funny.
But that's a great example of acting and not yakking, right?
Well, yeah, he acted all right,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
wouldn't have been funny if it wasn't for the bye. Just the bye, and the kid is gone. But it is. It's about. Like if you look at it, it's a very specific snapshot where he was being calm, he was being clear, he was being whatever, and this kid finally went to the point where it was no longer a matter of whatever, and he established that boundary really quickly. But yeah,
Cool beans.
good day.
Good day.